My first child, it was a whirlwind of emotions. After you have that first baby, all you want to do is look at the baby. You know, you want to see your baby all the time. You don't want to leave the baby. You want to be with the baby. In 2007, the recession hit and they laid off my department. When they laid off the department, they offered me another position in another department, and I said, you know what? I gave that position to a friend. I said, you apply for that position, I'm gonna go open up my home-based daycare. You know how you jump 2 feet into something and you don't know really what it entails? I called someone that had a daycare, and she said, maybe you should try Childcare Resources. And I'm like, try them for what? And I'm thinking, do I have to go to school? She's like, no, it's like you take these childcare classes, they provide you with a certificate after you pass, and you take the classes, then you move forward to get your license. I said, well, okay, well, I guess I'll call Childcare Resources. So I started taking the classes, and I learned a lot. If Childcare Resources was not there, I probably would not have had my license with DHR because I didn't know what else to do. I'm grateful that the agency was there to provide that service for me during that time because it was a very pivotal moment.
Our training and technical assistance program is so crucial to someone like Faith who wanted to start her own childcare business. Whether it's a home-based business or center-based business, as she shared, there's so many aspects to just starting a business, let alone one that's specific to caring for other people's children. There's rules and regulations, there's laws, there's standards that have to be met, and our training and technical assistance is truly designed to help address all of those areas and guide people in the areas they need to reach out to others to get what they need to complete those obligations.
At that time, I discovered 4 months later that I was pregnant. Second trimester, then they told me I'm having twins. I'm like, can you do the ultrasound over again? Because now I'm jumping from 1 baby to 3. I enjoyed my home-based daycare. It had a good run for 2 years, but I got put on bed rest with the twins and I could not walk around, move, or anything. So I had to let the daycare go. 5 years passed, I was an at-home mom. Later on, I needed resources for summer camp because I decided to go back to school to continue my second degree in business. That pursued me to reach out to Childcare Resources again because someone else gave me reference. I'm like, Childcare Resources? Oh, they provide that too? So I continued my journey with Childcare Resources and I got approved for the SCOOP program. It helped me stay on the course of continuing my education. So it was very important that I needed those resources for those 2 months with Childcare Resources. When your child is in proper care, how can I say this? It's a peace of mind.
Childcare costs rival education for college costs, and yet there's not very much financial assistance or scholarships available for young children to help pay for childcare. Fortunately, and really only because of the generosity of the community, like through an event we're having today, Childcare Resources is uniquely positioned to be able to offset a portion of childcare costs for eligible working families. And that means they can have peace of mind knowing their child is in a quality early care and education environment, and they can focus and be a better attentive employee for their employer.
Now that I'm an employee, if I know teachers that need a position or looking for work, I'm referring them to Childcare Resources. If I know families that need services that they need help with making ends meet and maybe opening their home-based daycare, I'm referring them to Childcare Resources because it's such an excellent program that has really impacted my life in a great way.
What's really wonderful about Faith's story is that it truly represents the full scope and breadth of what Childcare Resources is all about. We focus on 3 primary audiences with our work: families, providers of care, and our community. And her story represents all of those audiences. She was a provider herself. She was a family who benefited from our financial assistance services, and she was working for an employer that, because of her child care needs, was able to help maintain her workforce, and being a provider, she helped other families also be able to be in the workforce. So she really represents the full scope of our work at Childcare Resources and has been touched by every area of what we focus on. Fortunately, here in Central Alabama, we live and work in a very philanthropic community. And part of the reason you're here today is to help make sure programs like this are able to help families just like the story you heard today.